They'll have to whisper a little.
Hands.
And some fool will have to giggle.
Semicolon. Psychiatric Occupational Therapy, 16 millimeters from 1958. This is
she's getting along quite well at home.
Excellent.
How was it when she first got
Let's see here. We'll go to the credits. It's about an occupational therapy, the opposite of B.F. Skinner's style. Now, this is coming out of Nebraska in cooperation with occupational therapy. I'll just show that to show where this came out of. This is absolutely fantastic, and this is what everybody needs. And this was in 1958, Nebraska. Long story short, a woman who was very capable, but she went into the psych ward for a year and a half. From severe schizophrenia to relief. But it's all about occupational therapy. What drew me to it was while she was doing it, a major part was the occupational therapist and the psychiatrist would have her make these figures in clay. They could tell a lot about, they had a lot of insight into her from all the different stages. And of course they accepted just the way she was. She had no ability to communicate with them at first, with the occupational therapist. It's so worthwhile seeing this documentary, half an hour from beginning to end. It is fabulous because they also talk, even historically, when you think about all these ancient figures that are carved in stone, our hands are what created with the things that we couldn't express, and that anger often would turn inward. This is ancient. And now our hands, many people's hands are just on their cell phones. They're not creating or expressing anything in those cell phones. And a big part of what they talk about is the fear of being ridiculed from childhood. And they were saying that they found out that they were just being tolerated, which is just as bad, but isn't that what our culture is now? Everyone is just tolerating each other. It's not true acceptance, it's more tolerance. There's a difference. And anyway, so the occupational therapist was able to, when this woman started to talk and she was a little bit aggressive or sarcastic, saying, "Oh, you're just going to make fun of me anyway and go laugh at me behind my back." Like she never said, "No, I won't." She just said, "I'll talk to you tomorrow, Jane." Oh, it's just so inspiring. So this is the channel is called Unpopular Arts. And he's got so many vintage videos about everything from dune buggies to Kareen's yoga LPs. There's so much that he has, Unpopular Arts. But this particular thing called, and I'll put it in the description, but look at these figures that she does partially, and they can tell so much from what she has sculpted with her fingers in clay. Now, doesn't that one look like an Anunnaki? But these, so much represent so much, and yet they don't make a big deal out of anything. But this is the pinnacle of psychiatry because it is hands-on and it is gentle and cognitive. This is the opposite of being electrocuted, electroshocked. This is the opposite of the Pavlovian crap or the B.F. Skinner or the mind control. This is true caring. This is what America has come. And think about it. This came out in 1958. This was absolutely the best because in the end of this woman was absolutely healed. But you have to listen very closely to their way of speech and their way of talking to each other and their understanding and their complete comprehension of the human psyche, and also the time it takes, and also the fact that these people love themselves, that they know how to be kind to a person who has gone to a psych ward. she was married and so on, and then, you know, there's brief references to her mother and, you know, experiences she had as a teenager, but not overdone, and it didn't take a whole long time. What took time was to allow this person to use their hands in occupational therapy, in this and also belt making. There's something about using your hands that creates that person's ability, if left to it, and with skillful therapists, to heal from the most severe psychosis and psychological problems which have been suppressed. So this is what I'm saying. This is a fantastic thing, and I like how the fact that a lot of her sculptures in the beginning were very much like these ancient sculptures that people are talking about, ancient aliens. Again, it is the hidden monsters of the id, according to that movie Forbidden Planet. It's the hidden monsters within that we're seeing. It's not from outer space. That's my opinion. But anyway, even for anyone looking at the world around us and the culture, how we're lacking in this transformative ability to use clay, hands. The most ancient thing is your hands. An ability to use your hands. Everybody's just pressing buttons now. That's not going to get us anywhere but in deep doo-doo.